Hey everyone! Have you ever been laughed at by someone who thought they were untouchable? Ever been told you'd never amount to anything, only to prove them spectacularly wrong? Today's story is about Evan Cole, a talented analyst who was publicly destroyed by his arrogant boss in front of 30 colleagues. His presentation was mocked. His dreams were crushed. His humiliation was recorded and shared throughout the company. But instead of breaking, Evan made a choice that would change everything. He stayed silent. He walked away. And he built something his boss could never imagine. What happens when the underdog returns as the boss? What happens when the laugher becomes the one who needs mercy? This is a story about patience, strategy, and the sweetest kind of justice. Get ready, because this revenge is served ice cold. My boss mocked me in front of the whole office. He regretted it when I became his new boss. Before we dive into today's incredible story, drop a comment below and let us know where you're watching from, what city, what country. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button right now, hit the like button to support our channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our amazing revenge stories. Trust me, you'll want to be here for what happens next. Share this with anyone who's ever been humiliated at work. They need to hear this. It happened on a Wednesday morning in the glass-walled conference room of Halden & Company, a mid-sized tech firm in Chicago. I'm standing at the front, holding my presentation clicker with sweaty hands. My name is Evan Cole, and I've been working here for 3 years. Aaron Blake, my team lead, leans back in his chair with that familiar smirk. He interrupts my slide about customer engagement strategies. Everyone, take notes, he says loudly, pausing for effect. This is how not to pitch an idea. The room erupts in uncomfortable laughter. 30 colleagues, people I eat lunch with, people I've helped with their own projects, are laughing at me. My cheeks burn. My throat tightens. Aaron clicks to my next slide and mimics my voice. Revolutionary customer insights, he reads in a mocking tone. More laughter. He shakes his head dramatically. Evan, buddy, you'll never lead anything here. This is amateur hour. I stand frozen, the clicker still in my hand. My heart pounds so hard I can hear it in my ears. Someone in the back row is recording on their phone. I notice it but can't speak. Aaron waves his hand dismissively. Sit down. We're moving on. I somehow make it back to my chair. Inside, something breaks. But something else hardens. I don't remember walking to the stairwell. But suddenly I'm there, sitting on the cold concrete steps, replaying every second. My hands are shaking, not from shame, but from pure fury. I poured 3 months into that project. 3 months of late nights, research, revisions. I hear footsteps echoing from above. It's Mia Chen, my coworker and the only person in that room who didn't laugh. She sits beside me without asking permission. Evan, you didn't deserve that, she says softly. Her voice is gentle but firm. I force a smile, though my jaw feels tight. I'm fine. No, you're not. And you shouldn't be. She pauses. Aaron's a bully. Everyone knows it. They just laugh because they're scared they'll be next. I stare at my shoes. He said I'd never lead anything. He's wrong. Mia stands up, offering her hand. Don't let him define you. As she pulls me to my feet, I say something I've never said out loud before. He'll regret it someday. The words hang in the air. Mia doesn't laugh or tell me I'm dreaming. She just nods. And in that moment, I mean it. I really mean it. By lunchtime, the damage spreads. Someone uploaded the video clip to our company group chat. 27 people have already seen it. The notification count keeps climbing. My humiliation is now entertainment. People I barely know are watching Aaron mock me, watching me stand there frozen. In the break room, 2 interns quickly close their phones when I walk in. They know I saw. I grab my coffee and leave. The laughter follows me everywhere, down hallways, past cubicles, even in the elevator. A senior manager gives me a sympathetic look but says nothing. Even HR avoids eye contact. At 3 p.m., Aaron strolls past my desk. He actually pats my shoulder. "Tough break, champ," he says, like we're buddies. Like he didn't just destroy me in front of everyone. "Maybe next time, run your ideas by me first." I don't respond. I just stare at my screen, jaw clenched. That night, I sit in my apartment and open a blank document. I type 2 words, resignation letter. My cursor blinks on the screen. I stare at those words for an hour. Finally, I start writing. This is the last time anyone will have this power over me. I hand Aaron my resignation on Friday morning. He's leaning against his desk, scrolling through his phone, when I drop the envelope in front of him. He opens it, skims the letter, and laughs. Actually laughs. "You're quitting? Over a little feedback?" "It wasn't feedback," I say calmly. "It was humiliation." Aaron tosses the letter aside. "Okay, fine. Where will you go, Evan? Nobody's hiring junior analysts with failure written all over their record. You think your little presentation disaster won't follow you?" I take a deep breath. Inside, I'm boiling. Outside, I stay ice cold. That's the thing about bridges, Aaron. Sometimes they burn brighter than you expect. His smirk fades for just a second. Then he shrugs. "Whatever, man. Good luck out there." As I walk toward the elevator, I hear him call after me. "You'll be crawling back within a month." I don't turn around. I don't respond. I just keep walking, carrying my cardboard box of desk items. The elevator doors close. And I allow myself one small, determined smile. I won't be back. Not as the person he thinks I am. 2 weeks later, I'm sitting in a bright, modern office that smells like fresh paint and ambition. The company is called Orion Dynamics, a small but rising tech startup led by a man named Dr. Marcus Hale. Marcus is nothing like Aaron. He's quiet, thoughtful, and actually listens when people talk. During my interview, he asks about my ideas, not to mock them, but to understand them. "Tell me about the customer engagement project," he says, leaning forward. I hesitate. "It didn't go well at my last company." "Why not?" "My boss said it was amateur." Marcus raises an eyebrow. "What did the data say?" I blink. Nobody's ever asked me that. "The data said it could increase retention by 18%. He nods slowly. "Then your boss was an idiot." He extends his hand. "Welcome to Orion, Evan. Let's build something real." Within 6 months, my ideas, the same ones Aaron laughed at, become Orion's signature product feature. We call it Insight Engine. And it works. It works better than I ever imagined. Aaron was wrong. But I'm just getting started. Marcus becomes more than a boss. He becomes a mentor. One evening, we're working late on a product demo. Most of the office has gone home, but Marcus and I are still there, tweaking details. He leans back in his chair and looks at me seriously. "Evan, you've got something most leaders lack." "What's that?" I ask. "Humility and hunger." He pauses. "You listen before you speak. You learn before you teach. And you never punch down." He smiles. "I want you to grow with this company. Not just as an employee. As a partner." I feel my chest tighten. I don't know what to say. Say yes. Marcus stands and shakes my hand. I'm making you lead product strategist. Effective immediately. That night, I drive home in silence. I think about Aaron's words, "You'll never lead anything." I think about how wrong he was. Revenge, I realize, doesn't start with hate. It starts with progress. It starts with proving them wrong without saying a word. 6 months later, we launch Insight Engine. The product release exceeds every expectation. Within 2 weeks, Orion Dynamics is featured on TechCrunch, Wired, and The Verge. Clients are signing contracts faster than we can process them. At our launch party, Marcus raises his glass in front of the entire company. To the man who built the foundation of everything we're celebrating tonight, Evan Cole. The room erupts in applause. Real applause, not mocking laughter. People shake my hand, thank me, ask for my insights. Mia, who joined Orion 3 months after me, hugs me tightly. You did it, she whispers. I take a sip of champagne and let the moment sink in. Somewhere out there, Aaron is still stuck in his arrogance. Still tearing people down to feel big. Still thinking he's untouchable. But I'm not thinking about him. Not tonight. Tonight is about what I built, not what he destroyed. Still, deep down, I wonder if our paths will ever cross again. And if they do, who will be standing taller? The answer comes 6 months later. Marcus calls an executive meeting on a Tuesday afternoon. I walk into the boardroom and see documents spread across the table. We're expanding, Marcus announces, barely containing his excitement. We're acquiring a mid-sized firm to scale operations and absorb their client base. Everyone leans forward, curious. I flip open the folder in front of me. And I freeze. The company we're acquiring is Halden & Company. My throat goes dry. My heart starts pounding. I stare at the logo. The same logo that was on my old badge, my old business cards, my old paycheck. The place that broke me. The place that laughed at me. Marcus notices my silence. Evan? You okay? I swallow hard. I know them. You worked there, right? He asks. Yeah. I keep my voice steady. They taught me everything not to do. Marcus chuckles. Then it's poetic that you'll be overseeing the merger transition. You'll report directly to me. The room spins for a second. I'm not going back as an employee. I'm going back as their new executive lead. When do we start? I ask quietly. 2 weeks later, I'm standing in the lobby of Halden & Company. The elevator doors open, and I step onto the familiar marble floors. The same glass walls. The same gray cubicles. The same coffee station where I used to hide after meetings. But this time, my name is on the transition documents. This time, I'm not here to be humiliated. I'm here to lead. Aaron sees me across the lobby. Confusion flashes across his face. He stops mid-conversation with a coworker and stares. Then he walks over, his expression half skeptical, half amused. Evan, he says, like he's seeing a ghost. What are you doing here? I adjust my briefcase and smile calmly. Orientation. For the leadership transition. His smile fades. Leadership transition? Orion Dynamics acquired Halden & Company. I'm overseeing the integration. I extend my hand. Looking forward to working together, Aaron. He doesn't shake it. He just stands there, his face slowly draining of color. I can see the gears turning in his head, trying to process what this means. I walk past him toward the conference room. Behind me, I hear him whisper to someone, "What the hell just happened?" The first joint meeting is scheduled for 10 a.m. Aaron arrives exactly on time, trying to reassert his dominance. He sits at the head of the table, his usual spot, and clears his throat loudly. We'll need to review your team's workflow before you make any changes, he says, looking directly at me. I nod politely. Of course. Collaboration is key. Then Marcus enters the room. Everyone stands. He takes the seat beside me and opens his laptop. Morning, everyone. Let's keep this efficient. Aaron jumps in. Marcus, I think it's important that. Marcus raises a hand. Actually, Aaron, Evan's in charge of integration now. You'll be reporting to him for the next 6 months during the transition. The silence in the room is symphonic. You could hear a pin drop. Aaron's jaw clenches. His face turns red. He looks at me, then at Marcus, then back at me. Reporting to him? Aaron's voice cracks slightly. That's correct, Marcus says calmly. Evan has full authority over department restructuring, performance reviews, and project approvals. I meet Aaron's gaze. I don't gloat. I don't smirk. I just look at him calmly. The way he should have looked at me. Word spreads fast. By lunch, the entire office knows. The same colleagues who once mocked me are now sending polite emails. Welcome back, Evan. Looking forward to working under your leadership. Let me know if you need anything. It's funny how quickly people change when the power shifts. I'm walking down the hallway when I hear my name. I turn. It's Mia, still working here, still kind. I knew you'd come back, she whispers, smiling. I didn't, I admit. But fate did. She hugs me quickly. You're going to do great. And Aaron? He's terrified. I glance toward Aaron's office. Through the glass, I can see him on the phone, pacing, gesturing wildly. He looks smaller than I remember. Mia notices my expression. You're not going to destroy him, are you? I shake my head. No. I'm just going to let him face the truth. I pause. Sometimes that's worse. She squeezes my arm. Good. You're better than him. As I walk back to my temporary office, I realize something. I don't want revenge. I want accountability. And there's a difference. I begin reviewing Halden's projects the next week. The deeper I dig, the clearer the pattern becomes. Aaron has been faking performance reports for at least 2 years. He's been claiming credit for other people's work. He's been inflating numbers to make himself look good. I find emails where he took a junior analyst's idea, presented it as his own, and got promoted for it. I find budget reports that don't match actual expenses. I find client complaints he buried to protect his reputation. It's all there, documented, undeniable. I don't expose him. Not yet. Because revenge isn't about rage. It's about timing. It's about letting someone's own actions catch up with them. Instead, I continue my audit quietly. I document everything. I create a timeline. I build a case, not out of spite, but out of responsibility. Because if I'm going to lead this merger, I need to know the truth. And the truth is damning. One evening, Marcus reviews my findings. He reads in silence, his expression darkening. Finally, he looks up. Are you sure about this? Completely, I say. I have the evidence. Marcus nods slowly. What do you want to do? I take a deep breath. Give him a chance to explain. Privately. Before it goes to the board. Marcus studies me. You're more merciful than I'd be. Hope you're loving this story so far. Please drop a comment and tell us where you're tuning in from. What city? What country? If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, now's the perfect time. Smash that like button if you're enjoying Evan's journey, share this story with someone who needs to hear it, and turn on those notifications so you never miss our incredible stories. Trust me, what happens next is absolutely wild. Aaron's panic starts showing. In meetings, he's defensive, snapping at his team. He micromanages every detail, second-guesses every decision. He slips up on data, contradicts himself, blames others for his mistakes. People notice. They whisper. They exchange glances. The confidence he once wore like armor is cracking. I remain composed. I don't gloat. I don't comment. I just observe and document. Each small humiliation he endures mirrors the arrogance he once dished out. But I'm not causing it. He's doing it to himself. The pressure of being held accountable, something he never had to face, is breaking him. One afternoon, he storms out of a meeting after someone questions his numbers. Mia catches my eye across the table. She mouths, "Are you okay?" I nod. Because I am. I'm not enjoying his suffering. I'm just watching justice unfold. There's a difference. That night, I sit in my office and review the final pieces of evidence. Tomorrow, I'll have to make a decision. Do I protect him? Or do I let the truth speak? I already know the answer. During a joint presentation with potential clients, Aaron stumbles badly. He's presenting data he clearly doesn't understand, data he probably fabricated. A client asks a simple question, "Can you break down the retention rate by quarter?" Aaron freezes. He clicks through slides, stammering. Let me. I'll have to get back to you on the exact. Evan? The client turns to me. Can you answer that? I pull up the real data on my laptop and walk them through it, clearly and confidently. The clients nod, satisfied. Aaron sits down, his face flushed. He doesn't look at me. He doesn't look at anyone. After the meeting, Marcus leans toward me and whispers, "Are you seeing what I'm seeing?" I nod. Give him enough rope. Marcus smirks. He's doing it to himself. We walk out together. Behind us, I hear Aaron slam his laptop shut. The sound echoes through the empty conference room. The final audit drops like a bomb. Missing funds. Forged invoices. Fabricated performance reports. And Aaron's signature on every single one. Marcus calls an emergency meeting. Just the two of us. He slides the report across the table toward me. His expression is grave. "What do you want to do?" he asks. I stare at the document. Part of me wants to feel victorious. Part of me wants to march into Aaron's office and throw this in his face. But mostly, I just feel tired. Handle it internally, I say quietly. Quietly. Marcus raises an eyebrow. You don't want him publicly humiliated? I shake my head. No. I want him held accountable. There's a difference. Marcus nods slowly. You're a better person than I'd be. He stands. You're in charge of this, Evan. However you want to handle it, I'll back you. I take the report and walk back to my office. My hands aren't shaking. My heart isn't racing. I just feel calm. Tomorrow, I'll call Aaron in. And we'll have a conversation he'll never forget. I call Aaron into my office the next morning. He arrives 10 minutes late, trying to seem unbothered. But I can see the tension in his shoulders, the tightness around his eyes. Sit down, I say. He sits stiffly, arms crossed. What's this about? I slide the audit report across the desk. You know exactly what it's about. He glances at the cover page. His face drains of color. He flips through a few pages, his hands starting to shake. You can't prove. I interrupt calmly. And I have. Invoices, emails, bank records. It's all here. He sets the report down and looks at me. For the first time since I've known him, he looks genuinely scared. What do you want? He asks, his voice barely above a whisper. I lean back in my chair. Accountability. Something you never gave anyone. He swallows hard. Are you going to destroy me? I shake my head. No, Aaron. You did that yourself. I'm just holding up the mirror. Silence fills the room. He stares at his hands. And for the first time, I see him as he really is, small, insecure, and afraid. The board meeting happens 3 days later. It's brutal. Aaron is confronted with the evidence in front of 12 executives. There's no escape, no deflection, no one to blame. The room is silent as the CFO reads through the findings. Aaron sits at the end of the table, head down, saying nothing. When they ask if he has anything to say, he shakes his head. The board votes. Suspended, pending full investigation. Possible termination. Possible legal action. I sit quietly through the entire meeting. I don't add commentary. I don't twist the knife. I just present the facts and let them speak. As the meeting ends, Aaron stands slowly. His movements are mechanical, defeated. He doesn't look at anyone. He just walks out. For the first time since I met him, he looks small. Really small. Marcus catches my eye as we leave. You did the right thing. I nod. But I don't feel triumphant. I just feel done. 2 weeks later, Aaron clears out his desk. It's a Friday afternoon. Most people avoid looking at him as he packs his things into a cardboard box. I'm in my office when he stops at my door. He stands there for a moment, holding the box, not coming in. You planned this, he says quietly. Not angry. Just resigned. I look up from my laptop. No, Aaron. You built it yourself. I just stopped covering for you. He stares at me. I never thought you'd. What? Stand up for myself? I close my laptop. You told me I'd never lead anything. You were wrong. He nods slowly. Then, without another word, he turns and walks away. I watch him disappear down the hallway. And I realize something, I don't hate him. I don't even feel sorry for him. I just feel free. That night, I sit alone in the same conference room where I was once mocked. The glass walls reflect the city lights outside. I think I'd feel triumph. But instead, I feel peace. I finally understand, revenge isn't about making them suffer. It's about never being beneath them again. Marcus offers me a new position the following week, Vice President of Operations. It comes with a corner office, a significant raise, and a seat at the executive table. I accept. But I ask for one additional responsibility. I want to oversee leadership development, I say. Marcus looks curious. Why? Because if people like Aaron had been guided better, I explain, maybe they wouldn't destroy others just to feel powerful. Maybe they'd lift people up instead of tearing them down. Marcus smiles. That's why you're the right person for this job. I shake his hand. And for the first time in years, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. We launch a new leadership program within 3 months. Empathy training. Conflict resolution. Ethical management. It's not flashy, but it's real. And slowly, Halden and Company, now Orion Halden Group, starts to change. The culture that once mocked people now lifts them. The environment that crushed me now builds others. It's not revenge. It's redemption. And it's so much better. Months pass. The merger is complete. Orion Halden Group is thriving. My leadership program is expanding to other branches. One evening, my phone rings. Unknown number. I almost don't answer. But something makes me pick up. Evan? The voice is quiet, uncertain. It's Aaron. I don't hang up. I just wait. I just wanted to say, he hesitates, his voice shaky. I'm sorry. I don't respond immediately. I let the silence sit between us. Then, quietly, I say, I hope you mean it. I do. His voice cracks. I really do. I got a job at a small startup. I'm starting over. And I've been thinking a lot about everything. I lean back in my chair. Good. You taught me something, he continues. Something I should have learned a long time ago. What's that? Humility. He pauses. You taught me humility, the hard way. Thank you. We talk for a few more minutes. It's awkward, but it's real. When we hang up, I sit in silence for a while. For the first time, I smile thinking about Aaron, not as an enemy, but as a lesson. A hard lesson, but a necessary one. A year after the merger, Orion Halden Group is unrecognizable. The toxic culture is gone. Leaders actually lead instead of bully. People feel safe speaking up. Creativity flourishes. Marcus asks me to lead a company-wide town hall. I stand on the stage where Aaron once humiliated me. The irony isn't lost on anyone. Success, I begin, looking out at hundreds of faces, isn't built on revenge. It's built on rising after humiliation. It's built on refusing to let the worst moment define you. The room is silent. People are listening. Really listening. I was mocked in this building, I continue. I was told I'd never lead anything. But here I am. Not because I destroyed someone, but because I built something better. The applause starts slowly, then builds. It's genuine. It's warm. It's the opposite of that horrible laughter from years ago. After the town hall, people come up to thank me. To share their own stories of being underestimated. To tell me the culture change made them stay. Mia hugs me tightly. I'm so proud of you, she whispers. I smile. We did this together. On the second anniversary of the merger, I receive a letter. It's handwritten, mailed to the office. The return address is unfamiliar. I open it carefully. It's from Aaron. Dear Evan, it reads. I've been working at a small tech startup for over a year now. It's humbling work, I'm not in charge of anyone. I'm learning to be a team player instead of a tyrant. I'm learning to listen instead of dominate. Your example taught me more than any business school ever could. I messed up. Badly. But I'm trying to be better. Thank you for not destroying me when you could have. You showed me what real leadership looks like. Aaron. I read it twice. Then I fold it carefully and place it in my desk drawer. I don't frame it. I don't show it to anyone. But I keep it. Because it represents something important, people can change. Even the worst of them. Maybe that's the real victory. Not their downfall. But their growth. Marcus retires 2 years later. At his farewell party, he pulls me aside. You know I'm recommending you for CEO, right? He says. I blink. Marcus, You're ready, Evan. More than ready. He puts a hand on my shoulder. You've transformed this company. Not through fear. Through respect. That's rare. 3 months later, the board votes unanimously. I become CEO of Orion Halden Group. The announcement makes headlines in the tech industry. From fired analyst to CEO, the Evan Cole story. I do a few interviews, but I keep the focus on the company, not my personal revenge story. Because it was never about revenge. It was about building something that mattered. On my first day as CEO, I walk through the office. People greet me warmly. There's no fear, no mocking laughter, no hidden cruelty. I step into the conference room, the same room where it all began. And I smile. This is the real victory. Not Aaron's downfall. This culture. This team. This future. 5 years later, Orion Halden Group is an industry leader. We've expanded to 6 countries. Our leadership program has become a model for other companies. I'm invited to speak at a business conference. The topic, Leadership Through Adversity. As I prepare my speech, I think about that Wednesday morning. The humiliation. The laughter. The video that went viral in the office. I think about how close I came to giving up. To believing Aaron's words. To accepting that I'd never lead anything. But I didn't. And that made all the difference. On stage, I tell my story. Not for revenge. Not to shame anyone. But to inspire people who are sitting in stairwells right now, wondering if they'll ever recover. Your worst moment, I say to the audience, doesn't have to define you. It can refine you. The applause is thunderous. Afterward, dozens of people come up to share their stories. They thank me for my honesty. For my example. And I realize, this is why it happened. So I could help others rise too. Today, I'm sitting in my corner office, looking out at the Chicago skyline. On my desk is a photo of the team, Mia, Marcus, and dozens of others who believed in me. My phone buzzes. It's a LinkedIn message from someone I don't know. Mr. Cole, I was just fired from my job in front of my whole team. I found your story online. It gave me hope. Thank you. I write back immediately, you'll get through this. And you'll come back stronger. I promise. I lean back in my chair and smile. The journey from that conference room humiliation to this office wasn't easy. But it taught me something invaluable. Success isn't about making someone pay. It's about refusing to stay down. It's about turning pain into purpose. It's about building something so meaningful that the people who doubted you become irrelevant. I glance at the glass walls that once felt like a cage. Now they're windows to possibility. Aaron was wrong. I did lead something. I led myself out of that darkness. And then I led others toward the light. That Wednesday morning, Aaron said I'd never lead anything. He couldn't have been more wrong. And as I look out at the city I now help shape, I realize, this was always the plan. Not his. Mine. The humiliation was just the beginning. The victory? It's still being written. What an incredible journey. Thanks so much for watching until the very end. Please take a second to let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We love hearing from our amazing community around the world. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now, give this video a massive thumbs up, share it with your friends, family, or coworkers who need to hear this story, and turn on that notification bell so you catch every single story we post. We've got more amazing revenge, justice, and comeback stories coming your way. See you in the next one.